Adjunct Professor Moran, Microeconomics, 112. We're now going to review a concept called elasticity of demand. And as students hear the word elasticity, which is somewhat alien, they immediately start getting a glaze over their face. What is this called? Rubber band. More fully, it is a elastic rubber band. And elasticity of demand is meant to measure, is demand elastic? Can it stretch or respond to changes in price? Or inelastic? It can't respond to changes in price. Demand is a negative relationship between price and quantity. Let's take a look at two separate products, which have separate demand curves, but both are negative. Given the same change in price, can the consumer react and change the quantity demanded in response? You can see that for this consumer, this change in price has resulted in a significant decrease in quantity demand because the price went up. But for this consumer, there was a very small change in quantity demand in response to the very same change in price. Elastic, inelastic. This concept is very important to business. If you run a business, it's very important for you to know whether your consumers see your product like this or like this. It will determine pricing strategy. If your consumers see your product like this, you want to put your product on sale to get this larger volume of quantity sold. But if your product, because you'll make so much more in terms of the quantity you sell compared to the reduction in price, you'll be better off. However, if your products see your product like this as inelastic, it would not be sensible to put your product on sale because the change in quantity will be so much less in response to a sale price. So some things never go on sale because consumers see the product as inelastic. Some things always go on sale because consumers see the product as elastic. This concept is so important that there are 4 ways, we're going to review 4 ways of calculating elasticity. The steepness of the demand curve. The descriptive method. The arc midpoint formula. Since we're talking about steepness, you might think that you can calculate slope to calculate whether something is an elastic or inelastic. But that's not how we're going to do it. We're going to do it by the inverse of the slope, take as an absolute value, halfway between data points, which we'll get to. But it is a slope-like formula. And the final one is the total revenue test. 4 methods of determining whether a good is elastic or inelastic as seen by consumers.